Hello, everybody. I'm Grandmaster Joel Benjamin, and today I have action for you from round three at the Tata Steel tournament in Wijk aan Zee in the Netherlands, a traditional powerhouse event, which has a big field, so we have lots of games every day and lots to talk about. So I'm going to cover a whole bunch of games today. But first, I'm just going to say just a tiny bit about a couple of games we're not going to look at on the board. Today we had Ding against Hou Yifan. Very technical game, aka kind of boring. Early endgame, nothing happened really. Draw agreed. Slightly more interesting, Von Veli against Tomaszewski. Tomaszewski sacrificed a pawn, had good compensation, doubled c pawns for white. Eventually got one of them back in the ending, and then they decided to call it a draw. So also fairly uneventful. Okay, now the games that we're going to look at least parts of. I'm going to start with the most shocking event of the day, the game Mamedyarov Eljanov. The result of this game in the end was not what it should have been. And I'm going to go through it fairly quickly because I want to focus on the unbelievable moment towards the end. Mamedyarov playing white. And I just did a game of the week on Mamedyarov. I thought he played great in Qatar. I think he's a real go-getter. I love his style and his approach. And here he had another game where he, went for it, and he ends up winning a pawn. Okay, it's 95, okay, aggressive move, even before castling. And Eljanov goes for this counterattack, and it looks like he's playing some combinations in the center, but the bottom line of all this is he ends up just losing the H pawn. Maybe Eljanov could have stopped to defend it, but he sacrificed it. And then, then Mamedyarov just went into technical mode. He just consolidates. And now Eljanov is really just a pawn down, trying to make something happen. I don't know if Mamedyarov played this phase of the game that well, but okay, Eljanov getting into time pressure, chucks another pawn. Mamedyarov takes it. Now he just puts his king back on the side, and he's two pawns up. Eljanov is running out of time. Mamedyarov has plenty. Okay, Mamedyarov shifts the queen over to the weakened king side. And this is where he starts to get into trouble because Queen e4 attacking the rook. Mamedyarov didn't move the rook because he counterattacked the rook on d8. And if queen takes b1, queen takes d8, and I guess the c pawn is going to run through. So when Eljanov moved the rook, Mamedyarov just forgot his rook was hanging. He could just play, almost any move, not giving up a rook. Rook b6, for instance, attacking this pawn on e6. Black is helpless. He can't, for instance, take on c4 because of rook b7, rook c7, and then queen check, and then pick up this rook on c7. There won't be any perpetual check. The white king can come to the queen side. So basically, black is toast in this position. With any just normal move, rook b4 will also do it. But he played c5. Incomprehensible. Inconceivable. And Eljanov takes off the rook, and Mamedyarov resigns. So a shocking result there. Mamedyarov on the way to a full point, instead a zero, and who knows how he's going to recover from that. Okay, moving right along, let's take a look at the game So against Karyakin. That was a Catalan, and bishops against knights. That's going to be, that's always kind of an interesting matchup when we see that. And then they got